I had no idea what I was going to do with myself when I got out of prison, but I wanted to have as many options as possible. I didn't want to have one plan that if something went wrong, I had nowhere else to turn. So I tried to make decisions that led to as many options, or more options at least. So while I was inside, I was incredibly fortunate to have a mother who loved me and supported me and made it possible for me to go to college. I was also able to kind of get in the back door of the apprenticeship program so I could become a journeyman electrician. Now, those were very practical things. Those were things I said, look, I can work in a white collar environment, I can work in a blue collar environment. I know I'm going to be comfortable here. And I worked in all different fields. I worked in the law library, I worked in the wood shop, I was a tutor, I was a mentor. I did everything I could think of because I wanted to be ready. Now, getting out, I tried to do too much. I was like, well, let me sign up for grad school and let me get a full-time job and let me do that. I was overwhelmed by trying to get body wash at CVS. So I had to realize that I needed to take it slow. So I did, and a local attorney with a history of doing amazing civil rights work reached out and said, hey, Jesse, I'm selling my house. I want to do some renovations. Would you be willing to help? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. Okay. I get to do something outside, something with my hands, something that's simple and doesn't feel overwhelming and too much. And it was for a guy that I absolutely love, and I would have done it for free. And then I was like, okay, I need to figure out something a little more serious. Like, what do I need to do? And I realized I didn't need a huge amount of income initially because I had a place to stay. And not everybody has that option. So I was very fortunate that I could say, okay, I don't need to jump into a full-time job. I can wait and figure out something good. So I applied for an electrical position, which was really funny because they realized in the interview that I was actually a prisoner, not an employee of DOC when I put that on my resume, which I highly recommend, by the way. If you're getting out of prison, put all your prison jobs on your resume because it shows that you did something with your time, if nothing else. But at the same time, another job opened up. Somebody said, hey, I really need your help with production and marketing, and I'll teach you some new stuff. I was like, hey, great. And this is also somebody that I like and I had a personal connection with. So I was like, hey, let me do that. Let me jump into something new, but it's also flexible. I can work from home. I have a lot more freedom. Let me figure out what makes sense here. And that flexibility was what really created the greatest possibility because then I had more options. Then I could apply for different jobs. Then I could look at different things. Then I could put together a book proposal. Then I could start talking about crazy projects and speaking engagements. All these random things that never would have been possible if I was tied up from 9 to 5 every day. Now I had to work hours, but I could figure out when those hours were and I could set schedules aside. And that's how I was able to do TV interviews and different opportunities that never would have been possible otherwise. But then it was like, okay, well, where do I want to go? Like, what do I want to do? Well, there are two goals that I really have. I want to go to grad school, and I want to work in the nonprofit space. I want to work where there can be actionable change. So I found a really amazing nonprofit, one that I absolutely love, and I have a third interview with them today, and then there's supposed to be a fourth interview. But I'm really hoping I get this job because I have some other opportunities. There's a social media management thing that would be an opportunity. There's another production marketing job that would pay really well, but it wouldn't be what I wanted to do. But I don't even want to pursue them because I found something that I really like. I found something that I care about. And so I'm hoping this opportunity comes through. But then it's been, okay, social media, which was a surprise. Like, I didn't think anybody was going to watch a video if I went on a mountain and made it. But surprise, surprise, in the first week, it was like 10,000 views or 20, I don't know what it was. But I remember being overwhelmed because people resonated with that story. Like, people connected with something in there. And so I started making more and more. And now I do videos every day and spend hours answering comments and interacting. And it doesn't really make sense from a financial standpoint, right? Like, it doesn't pay very well. But what it does is it creates opportunities. It allows me to build connections. Some of the best friends that I've met since I've gotten out are people that I've never met in person, but we met through TikTok, or we met through YouTube, or we met through something online. And I've been able to connect with people all over the world. And these amazing opportunities, like I said, being on national news, being on national TV programs, being interviewed for things, working for nonprofits, like doing really neat stuff. So again, it was a path that didn't seem the most secure, and in many ways doesn't, like I said, pay very well and seems kind of like a fruitless thing, but it created those possibilities and created those connections. And it's been just absolutely amazing to have everybody from, a high school kid say, hey, I'd really like your help on my paper. Like, would you answer a couple questions, to somebody, a local representative saying, hey, I'd really love your input on criminal justice reform. Would you be willing to be my advisor? It was like, wait, what? And I even had somebody ask me to run for office, which I still think is ludicrous, but it's been creating these options and trying to figure out what I want to do. I put in a proposal to go speak at a prison system. I went to go speak at a prison in Virginia. I have a couple things in to go speak again at Virginia prisons. I was able to go speak at a high school. I was able to interact with people in a meaningful way using my lived experience to hopefully change some minds or open some eyes. Because if I can find one kid who is going down that path, who stops and goes, like maybe this isn't what I want to do, or maybe these aren't the people that I want to be around, or maybe this isn't the path I want to take, well then I've done something good, right? Like, I can't make up for what I've done. I can't undo what I've done, but I can go around and try to spread a positive message. I can go around and try to humanize people and remind people that victims in the criminal justice system don't get any support right now. Like, if we don't even care about the prisoners, why are we not doing anything for victims? And then if we say, okay, we're going to humanize the prisoners too, because we don't want them to reoffend upon release, well, hopefully we can say they're going to get the treatment they need. They're going to get the help they need. And obviously there's an issue of accountability, and there's an issue of basically them taking responsibility, and not everybody's going to do that. But until we have a system that gives them the tools and provides the opportunity to do that, and really structures that, making that more possible, it's not very likely that it's going to happen. But so there are amazing possibilities in the future. We have some things on the deck. If they come to fruition, or if they actually become a reality rather than just a fantasy or proposal, I'll let you know. But mostly, I'm really excited and hoping to get this nonprofit job because I want to be in a position to affect change in the area that I care about so much.